we have to do some hard work to reach that stage. And as we progress through the meeting, what I'd like to request each one of you, especially all those who are guests here, to keep yourself or your mics on mute, not yourself. You can talk as much as you like, but keep your mic on mute. And when you want to speak or you're asked to speak or you're scheduled to speak, then please do unmute your mic and then do the needful. The rest of us have got, God has given us 2 years, so let us listen with patience and with enchantment, because the people who are going to speak today, I think there are 4 speakers, there are 4 evaluators, there's a table topic session by DTM Veera. It promises to be a very interesting meeting. So let's lend our ears to all the speakers. With that, let me hand over to, I think today's theme is also the dance of life, or dance through life. Dance through life. So life, I want to quote Don Miguel Ruiz as I conclude. Life is like dancing. If we have a big floor, many people will dance. Some will get angry when the rhythm changes. That's true. I do often, very often. But life is changing all the time and you better get used to it. So let me hand over to TM Veera for, as the president, to take the meeting forward. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, DTM Brian Fernandez. Brian, today is the 102nd meeting. I think since the speech marathon, you missed it out. So that's the reason. Yeah. Good evening, Toastmasters and guests. Welcome to the 102nd Proton Advanced Toastmasters meeting. Today we have our district public relation officer as a general evaluator. Welcome, and welcome guests from the other clubs. Today, before I go further, I would call upon DTM Phyllis, Maria Phyllis de Costa, to lead us in prayer. Over to you, Phyllis.
Father God, our myriad thoughts dance to the tune of life ceaselessly. Be it at this meeting or otherwise, keep them positive and pure. Let only sublime thoughts flood our minds so that they lead to noble actions. You be our choreographer, we will be the dancers. When you guide our steps, our dance will be pleasing, nay, perfect. If our goodwill thoughts bless the world, no evil nor illness can touch us. For this we pray, Amen. Unmute.
Yeah, sorry. Thank you, Phyllis. In spite, dear Port Towners and guests, in spite of the eye operation, Phyllis underwent a few days ago. She didn't back out, but still that shows her energy level, and she's dancing through life as we all do today and every day. So friends, with the theme as Dance Through Life, life is a stage, I would say, and we are the performers. Whatever season or situation we are in, we have to walk through it and stop fretting about the past and stop worrying about the future. It is our present. Let's enjoy its fragrance and live to the fullest. Let's dance for the health of life. Now it's a time for members' achievements. So dear members, please announce or inform us about your achievements. Over to the club members for your achievements.
Since I'm not muted as of now, I think I'll begin so that people get time to unmute themselves. I took an educational session, as you would know, at the new club that's coming up, that is Enunciate Club of Yenapoya. And as you would also know that I've been chosen as the conference chair. So I feel happy to announce it in the presence of district PR manager. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Malini. Members, There are many more. Malini, can you speak about yesterday's or yet to about St. Joseph's?
Yesterday we had a demo meet. I don't know.
Yeah, reach out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Anybody else? Veera. Okay.
This time in
I think
Innerville,
I will move
at the national level, there were many competitions held, and just day before yesterday, I came to know that I got first place in poetry competition again.
Oh.
So, because of COVID, there have been many competitions, and I have got this again. Thank you.
Congratulations, Malini. Let's have a round of applause for DTM Malini Hebar. Yeah, thank you. Anyway, we had last meeting, I announced about how well, how beautifully we took off our 100th meeting. Since many members were not around, I would say thank you once again to everybody who participated and gave their wholehearted support. Let the same enthusiasm and zeal continue as it was, and it is, and it will be. Malini, has Arun Kumar logged in? If he's not there, because I would have inducted him, I would ask Anvish to induct him as well. But if he's not there, I will hand over to the...
No, he hasn't
PMOD.
yet logged in. No.
Yeah, doesn't matter. Yeah, oh, now I hand over the proceedings. Or before that, I would want to speak about our next meeting. That is a Christmas meeting. We'll be having the theme as Christmas, since it is close towards Christmas. So once we are done with the formal meeting, I will, Malini also will speak about what we have decided on the next meeting. So at the moment, I hand over the proceedings to the Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Dr. Toastmaster Malini Mukund. Malini Mukund, I'll have to introduce Malini Mukund. She was the HOD of Sociology Department of Rochelle School of Social Work, served as the president of Mangalore University, has edited a book on women and health, organized national level conference in workshops. She says choreography was her forte and is, and she was born to travel and dance as a theme, as a poster shows us. So over to the Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Malini Mukund. Could we have it for Malini Mukund, dear Toastmasters? Over to you, Toastmaster Malini Mukund.
Thank you, Madam President, for a very nice introduction. Good evening, Toastmasters and guests. It is my privilege to be the Toastmaster of the day for this evening.
Have we lost her? Malini Mukund?
Yes, I think she has connectivity problems. So till she comes back, yes, she's back with us. Yes. Yes, Malini, please continue.
Continue? Okay.
Begin
so
from
effortlessly
begin.
does the moonwalk as a functionary at every event. Although I'm a dancer, I traverse across tribal dance, snake dance, western dance, all the paraphernalia and props galore at college and school. And who was tippy-toeing and shashing with me, sharing the stage at Teachers Talent Competition? It is none other than my namesake, Malini Hebar. Though we were competitors, we always cheered for each other. That's what dance is all about. It brings you together and it breaks all kinds of barrier. When you're happy, tap your feet. When you're down in the dumps, shimmy your way out. When you're going nuts, sway to the tappy number or break into a free form. Pilivesha or baila and forget all life's rough seas. Life is a dance. You learn as you go. Sometimes you lead, sometimes you follow. When there are thunderstorms along your way, don't wait for the storm to pass. Learn to dance in the rain. We can't always choose the music life plays for us, but we can change how we dance to it. So, friends, let's dance our way through life. Thank you.
You don't have to stop. Now you have to introduce your tag team.
Okay.
As your namesake, shall I help you out, Malini?
Yeah,
We
please
have
do, Malini.
4 speakers and 4 evaluators. As our general evaluator, we have, as announced earlier, District PR Manager, Toastmaster Neil Gonzalez. Our speakers are Toastmaster Bhopal, Toastmaster Trisha D'Souza, Toastmaster Rita Pinto, Toastmaster Anu Sharma. Our evaluators are Toastmaster Hilda Fernandez, Toastmaster DTM, Huima Urmila Shetty, Toastmaster Geeta Pereira, and I will also be one of the evaluators. Our counter is Toastmaster Sharmila Sagar, and our table topic master is DTM Veera Katpitia. May I now request our grammarian, distinguished Toastmaster Dr. C.K. Ballal, to give us the word of the day.
Yes, thank you, Malini. I was thinking about the theme which says dance through life, and therefore I chose the word dance itself, pronounced as dance in the British English and dance in the American English. So 2 clear pronunciations, dance and dance. People in the villages in India, they say dance purulumalpul, so it becomes dance. Telugu also they say dance, whereas when you say English, in English you say dance, the British way. I was reminded of that Goldie oldie, put on your dancing shoes and dance away your unmute. Blues. Put on your dancing shoes and dance away your blues. By Cliff Richard. Okay.
Yes,
now,
yes.
Dance is a noun, a series of movements, rhythmical movements to music, performed to music is dance. For example, the next dance will be a waltz, or the next dance item will be a Bharatanatyam by Padma Subramaniam. So there it's a noun. It can be also used as a verb, which is to move around your body in a rhythmical fashion. Arms, legs, your body, your head, your neck, everything. Do you want to dance? I cannot dance. So that's a verb. It can be also used in an idiomatic fashion. Dance the night away, like Cinderella did, and left her shoe behind. So dance the night away, or dance to somebody else's tune, like you ladies make your husbands dance to your tune. So dance to someone else's tune. The word dance, at one time, like the word actor and actress, now we don't say actress, we say actor, even for the female actor. Similarly, for the dancer, it should be dance and dancer, which can be slightly derogatory when you say dancer. Doesn't sound that good. So the French had a good way of saying that. They said danseuse, okay, which is a female ballerina, like Anna Pavlova was a danceress with the Bolshoi Theatre, okay? Or Margot Fontaine, Dame Margot Fontaine was a danseuse with the Royal Ballet. So there it becomes danseuse is a French way, and also danseur noble, that is for the male dancer. So the word for use today is dance or dance, and let us all dance through the Toastmasters meeting today. Dance to life, dance to the meeting. Dance to the meeting. Over to you, the TMOD. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr.
TMOD.
Okay, for coming to my rescue. Something went wrong with the Wi-Fi. Okay. Thank you. The word for the day is
Dance
dance.
or dance.
Okay. The speakers I have already mentioned, I think. The world is going bonkers with the number Jerusalem. And I'm sure we are going to go gaga over their speeches. Let me introduce the speakers and their evaluators. The speakers for today are Toastmaster Bob Paul, who will be evaluated by Toastmaster Hilda Fernandez.
Malini,
Second speaker, yes.
you can ask the evaluator to read out the objectives because they've already been introduced. Speakers and evaluators have been announced. So you can ask the first evaluator to read out the objectives of the first speaker.
Okay. So I request Toastmaster Hilda Fernandez to read out the objectives.
Good evening, friends. I'm back in Bangalore. Today, Toastmaster Bo Conroy Paul will be giving his first speech on evaluation and feedback, Level 1, Project 2 in Motivational Strategies. The purpose of this speech is to present a speech on any topic, receive feedback, and apply the feedback to a second speech. Time limit, 5 to 7 minutes. Good luck, Bo.
The second speaker, Toastmaster Trisha D'Souza.
No. Now the first speaker will speak, and if the first speaker has given you the title, please announce the speaker's name and the title. If the speaker has given you the title of the speech, that is Bo. Otherwise, it's all right.
Yeah. No, I have the title. Toastmaster Bo Paul will begin his speech. His speech title is Personality to Live By. Bo is like a knight shining in armor, doing the quick step for Port Owners clubs and any sister clubs whenever there is a need. So over to you, Bo.
Thank you. Am I visible and am I audible?
Yes.
Clear? So I'll start. So good evening, everyone. I'm sure each one of you have set your goals as we grow up. And we started to dream about these goals. And usually we set our goals based on people we used to look up to. And every time you heard this person speak, or you got a chance to see this person, they made you feel so passionate and made you feel like you can do anything and accomplish anything in life. So, in order for us to achieve our goals, we try to emulate this person. For me, this person is none other than Arnold Schwarzenegger. I suppose it is somewhat of a cliche for a person such as myself to look up to him. Although the first thing that comes to a person's mind when they hear his name is his godlike physique, there is so much more to him than meets the eye. For me, there are 4 major aspects that make me want to look up to him and live up to his standards. Number 1, he had a vision. Arnold Schwarzenegger was lucky enough to discover at a very young age as to what he wanted to be and where he wanted to be in life. He wanted to be a bodybuilder, as well as he wanted to be a movie actor in Hollywood. Just like his idol, Rich Parker, who was also a bodybuilder who later on became a movie actor. And through his immense perseverance and never quit mindset, he achieved his dreams. This made me realize, no matter however early or late in life, if you can find that one thing that makes you feel so passionate and makes you say, yes, that's who I want to be, that's what I want to be, and that's where I want to be, there's nothing that can come in your way and stop you from achieving your goals. Number two, he was the hardest worker in the room. In order to achieve a goal, any goal for that matter, you have to work hard. Arnold Schwarzenegger is notorious for his inhuman work ethic. I remember hearing this story where he used to work out for 5 hours in the gym while working as a stonemason and attending a business program in the university, all at the same time. Unlike every one of us, he didn't waste his time dancing the night away. He slept for only 6 hours a night, and he worked incredibly hard to achieve his success that he has, to achieve the success in his life. This showed me, he showed me just what was possible when you worked hard, and that in order to achieve success in life, you have to, no matter what, make a few sacrifices, if not a lot of sacrifices. However, it can get challenging at times, but it's about how you come out the other side, no matter what you face, that will help you go beyond everyone else and make you achieve greatness in life. Number three, he was not afraid to break the rules. In today's day and age, we have to be able to think out the box and do things different in order to stand out. For Arnold, he had to go against a number of norms as in the movie industry, because he didn't have a typical body or typical personality of a movie star. All the is there connectivity problem?
No, Bo, you're clear.
Okay. All the agents at first did not take him because they took at the beginning, because they told him he had problems because of the fact that he was too massive. He had an accent that was almost impossible to understand, and that the fact that his last name was almost impossible to pronounce. It didn't matter to him. And eventually, he turned these liabilities into assets to make him the most famous personality that we know and respect today. Surely enough, Arnold is right now one of the highest paid actors in Hollywood. And he is world famous because of the fact that he was different from everyone else. He showed me that being different wasn't really a bad thing, and that being different in some cases are exactly what you need to achieve greatness in life. And lastly, number 4, he failed often. Arnold Schwarzenegger often says, don't rely on plan B. Just get up and keep moving forward. There is no point in having a plan A and a plan B. People who rely on a plan B are usually the people who tend to doubt themselves and are afraid to lose. Arnold never believed in a plan B. And he also says having a plan B can be dangerous. He should know, because he has failed a lot in life. He has lost bodybuilding competitions as well as he has made bad movies. But that never stopped him going after plan A. He made me realize he made me realize that you have to be incredibly focused towards your dreams, and that you have to stick with it. And it's not at all a problem to fail, because failing is just a part of the process. In life, as you climb the ladder to the top, you will fall a lot. But what matters is that you get up each time and keep moving forward and never stop moving forward. If you can do this, there is nothing, I mean nothing, that you can't achieve in life. I'd like to conclude with a favorite quote of mine by Arnold, aka the Austin Oak. Everybody is put on this earth. But what's the point if you remain the same as everyone else. Thank you.
Malini, you're
TMOD?
You're muted. Please unmute yourself. And may I request the timer to come on camera? Timer, you were not on camera. So I operated the virtual background. Timer Zaibunissa. You need to switch on your camera. Otherwise, your virtual background will not be seen. Can I have an S from Zaibunissa?
We can't see her. She was there.
She's not there.
She's still there.
happened
Toastmasters
to
one is
her?
Zaibunissa, but she's not on video. She's not on camera. Zaibunissa, please come on camera. Otherwise, your virtual background will not be seen. Okay.
Zaibunissa?
Amita, could I request you to be the timer?
Amita. Hello, Amita.
Amita is on phone.
Yeah, I'm talking to her only. I've asked her to switch it on. I've just informed her. Just switch on your camera.
Yes, Zaibunissa. Yes. Zaibunissa, please say a word so that you come to the view.
Unmute. Unmute and speak, Zaibu. Unmute.
The time taken by Bhopal is 6 minutes 45 seconds. Please take note of it, Zaibunissa.
Zaibunissa?
Okay,
Is
let's.
she on camera? Yes.
Yeah, she's on camera, but is not audible.
It's okay. Let's not waste time.
Okay. Yeah, continue.
Over to the Toastmaster of the day.
Okay, am I visible and heard?
Yes.
The next speaker is Toastmaster Trisha D'Souza. Her speech title is Salty Hair in the Ocean Air. And she's being evaluated by DTM Dr. Urmila Shetty. So I request Urmila to point out the objectives.
Trisha D'Souza today is on level 1, project 2 of presentation mastery. The purpose of the speech is to present a speech on any topic and receive feedback from the evaluator, in this case myself, and apply this feedback to a second speech. So all the best, Trisha. Your title's already been announced.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Am I audible to everyone?
Yes, Trisha, you are.
Yes, all right. Thank you, ma'am. Good evening, dear Toastmasters and guests. I woke up to this, just 1 minute. I woke up to the sound of waves and stepped out to the most divine view of the sea. I felt the soft sand under my feet, and as I walked further, there it was, the Arabian Sea, surrounded by hills and clear blue skies. It was just as described by my cherished friends, who termed it to be the destination to unwind on the way back from Goa. But for us, the serenity of this place had us make this location an exclusive drop right at the shoreline. Known for its promise of peace, I speak with such adulation of the temple town named Gokarna. For most tourists, it is known as a pilgrimage destination, as it is said to be the home of Lord Shiva and the birthplace of Lord Hanuman. In Sanskrit, Go means cow and Karna means ear, as legend speaks of Lord Shiva, who emerged from the ear of the cow to Lord Brahma. I don't know about you, but these historical factoids never fail to excite me, so much so that I submitted an article on the same. Our journey that began at 5 in the morning took us the 250 kilometers to reach us there by 10. As the road descends, it gave us a glimpse of the horizon with a natural filter that proved to be the mandatory picture-perfect moment. As we reached our landing spot, I saw a spread of brown fields, only to find the most essential ingredient we know and love, salt. Salt is produced in thousands of tons and is known as Sanikata salt, named after the village. It is brown in color, naturally processed, and is recommended by several Ayush clinics due to its lack of chemical content. It is most commonly used in my own kitchen and stands true to what Pythagoras stated: salt that is born of the purest parents, the sun and the sea. Although Gokarna occupies a large area on the map, it is spaced out by what can be called pockets of beaches, two of the most famous being Om Beach and Kudli Beach. We traveled to the nape of Kudli Beach and descended the many stairs to reach a stretch of sun, sand, stay, and shacks. As evident in Goa, even Gokarna seems to be enjoyed so much more by the foreigners than Indians. They stay on for months, set up mini flea markets, sell their handmade jewelry and bags. She also sells seashells on the seashore. Our evening was spent with a dip in the sea, and to me, there's no other way I'd have it. Of course, after that initial swim, playing ball in the chaos of the waves is what we enjoyed the most. Of the 5 of us, I was the only one reaching for the ball as I couldn't reach for the catch. The night was spent around a campfire, singing and dancing under a canopy of stars that I've only seen in estates. As it was my first time in Gokarna, 2 of my friends willingly agreed to wake up the next day to the sunrise and take me to the Hanuman Janmabhoomi temple, while the others snored into the morning. As I mentioned earlier, it is said to be the birthplace of Lord Hanuman. Panditji offered us a puja tray, gave us a pinch of kumkum, and poured into our hands drops of holy water. A few moments of silence, and we headed back to pack as we had a big breakfast planned before leaving. With bags that suddenly seemed twice as heavy, we began the climb to what seemed like an endless staircase in the toasty morning sun. But let me tell you, endured in the right way is just the burst of morning energy and exhilaration. We made our breakfast pit stop across at Om Beach in Namaste Cafe. The descent of stairs led to a similar breath of fresh air. A leisurely breakfast by the beach filled with waffles and pancakes, aloo paratha if you prefer, and a delightful palate cleanser in the form of a juicy watermelon salad. A sip by sip of strong coffee in the last moments of salty hair by the ocean air. Rightly revered for its promises in yoga and meditation, I conclude that the elements of peace truly append to the Zen created in your mind. With this, we bid a very relaxed farewell to our beloved Gokarna and drove back home. Thank you.
Thank you, Trisha. I call upon the next speaker, Toastmaster Rita Pinto. Her speech title is My Lockdown Journey, and she will be evaluated by Toastmaster Geeta Pereira. Please read out the objectives. Geeta Pereira.
Yes.
Yes, thank you, Malini. Rita Pinto, she is on dynamic leadership and she's on level 1, project 2. It is a repeat speech. The purpose statements are: the purpose of this project is for the member to present a speech on any topic, receive feedback and apply the feedback to the second speech. The purpose of this speech is for the member to demonstrate that she has applied the feedback received from her first speech. Time 5 to 7 minutes. Over to you, Rita Pinto. Good luck.
Thank you, Gita. Am I audible? Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible, yeah.
Yes, yes.
And visible, yes.
Thank you. We complain because rose bushes have thorns, nor rejoice because thorns have roses. Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters and guest, good evening. I don't watch TV, but on that day, March 19, 2020, I sat in front of the TV to listen to the announcement made by our Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Modi, to the nation. When I heard lockdown for 15 days, I was shocked, thinking about my students, how to get them back to studies, because it was the month of March and the time for the final examination. These thoughts stole into my sleep. I did not worry about anything else except my students. First day went on smoothly on a holiday mood. On the second day, I finished my usual work as usual by 8 a.m. and then I slowly opened the newspaper, which I had stopped reading for long 5 years. Still, I had time to kill. So I started marching around the house and found it the dustbin. So what did I do? Clean each room by room. A week passed. Again, the thoughts of my students annoyed me. It destroyed my sleep. I had to do something, if not all, at least the student who aimed at 100%. I opened my computer and started solving the problem step by step. I made it to the warden of Ramakrishna Ashram because some of my students stay there. For other students, I created a WhatsApp group and gave them the necessary guidelines. Meantime, for deserved students, I WhatsApp the same projects, and I was very happy to see 2 of my boys scored 100% in mathematics. This made me to discover new problems on the net to help out my proteges. Looking back, the lock was the reason for the discovery of the new sites, the English grammar class, and one of the sites attracted me and I learned basic English grammar. I was fascinated by North Indian English and mathematics classes and cooking classes on YouTube. An interest in music sprouted in my mind, that was keyboard. So my search, discovery and learning continued. I started digging deeply on the internet to quench my thirst. Once, when I was scrolling down my Facebook, I was shocked to see the whirlpool and depth. I was disturbed looking at the good the bad, and the ugly face of the Facebook. How easily our students could access these sites and fall a prey to them. This thought really worried me incessantly. Still, I enjoyed some of the programs like Comedy with Kapil Sharma, Majha Bharat, dance and singing programs, and other art shows. I came to know many celebrities like Sushant Singh Rajput, Karan Johar, Alia Bhatt. I even went into mild depression listening to Sushant Singh's stories, his brilliance, and the fatal end. Simultaneously, I got frustrated watching the uncultured behavior of the contestant in some of the reality shows. So once again, I stopped watching the TV. At this juncture, everyone started discussing online classes. This made me to explore more and more on the internet once again. I knew only the basic apps on mobile. Now today, I have discovered many new ways to approach my students. This lockdown not only gave me, but most of the teachers gave an opportunity to learn new programs in internet and its usage thanks to the lockdown. We will not be electronic illiterate anymore. Over and above, have commenced yoga religiously to keep away my aches and pains. This had brought me to say goodbye to the physiotherapy. I'm thinking of joining UXL for learning Jive for the perfect health. This lockdown also gave me an time to think and of building a fence to keep my hens safe from mongoose and the dogs, and my garden from the hens. The desire for a fish pond also satisfied only during the lockdown. And I was not sure whether we can access the screen. So I brought these printouts to provide a variety. Beyond all these, most important and brilliant positive step in this lockdown is joining this intellectual Toastmasters club to fulfill my mentor, DTM Maria DeCosta's dream, that is to compare programs in English. So here I am with my third speech in English. I believe God is the dance master and we are all the dancers. So this lockdown, which brought many into depression, but it was my bouquet of roses minus thorns. How about you? Thank you.
Thank you, Rita Pinto. Toastmaster Anu Sharma is the last speaker of this evening. Her speech titled Crazy Living, and DTM Malini Hebbar is her evaluator who will give the objectives of the speech now.
Toastmaster Anu Sharma is on the motivational strategy path. It's her level 1 and project 2 of level 1. In this project, she has the liberty of choosing any topic of her choice and to present the topic in any style of her choice. The time is 5 to 7 minutes as announced by the TMOD. Anu Sharma, Crazy Living. Crazy Living, Anu Sharma, over to you.
Am I audible, ma'am?
Historically, pandemics have forced humans to break with the past and imagine the world anew. This one is no different. Parents and children are going crazy due to the pandemic. Unbelievable, but true. Should it be? Good evening, Toastmasters and guests. It is very easy for humans to blame one another, and now the pandemic. The lockdown has kept us housebound. Work from home and study from home has become the new norm and still is. During the lockdown, the things that made our day, commuting to work, sending our kids to school, socializing, having some lighter moments with friends, dancing and singing has now all vanished and has left us all depressed. But should we blame our circumstances and add to the craziness of the situation by grumbling and condemning the COVID-19? Giving shape to time is especially important now, when the future is so shapeless. We do not know when the vaccine will be out and we will feel safe again. We may stay in fear if we don't create an illusion of movement in our lives. Initially, it did seem like a bad idea, staying at home, working from home in our casuals, watching Netflix, sleeping for however long you wished. It would have been anyone's dream in January 2020. But now, when we have no choice but to live like this, we have to keep ourselves occupied. But for me, as a housewife, life has turned into a dance marathon. Cleaning and cooking has doubled. Cooking extra snacks for my children has added to my responsibility. Cutting into my rest time, not just during the day, but by night too. Being a very positive person, I have turned my craziness into creativity. I take every opportunity to create. I learn something from the net and give it my creative touches to add color and flavor to my life. I have learned new recipes through the net and have learned how to bake healthy gluten-free bakes, puddings, and brownies. My family and friends were astonished, but were delighted to relish them. Instead of being crazy, I took up a course on chakra activation, which has helped me a lot to stay in a positive state of mind. Friends, as I love to dance, so the lockdown has helped me learn new forms of dances through the internet. When my domestic help was out, I went crazy cleaning the humongous house and feeding the washing machine endlessly. But then my two sons stepped out of their comfort zone and to help me in the household chores, provided I treat them to a scrumptious meal and ₹100 per task which they demanded as an incentive. There has been a newfound connection with my neighbors. We were all chatting over the fence or the balcony about the happenings. We used to plan for online activities to entertain all. We formed WhatsApp group and started playing Tombola, Ludo, and Bingo on Zoom meets to every night. In the midst of all these, we were always ready to helpful hand to the senior citizens with the day-to-day needs. The pandemic has knocked the laziness out of our limbs. It has made me more productive, and my family too has joined me in the game. They are all finally dancing to my tunes and helping me in the household chores, whereas they would never ever reach to a glass of water by themselves. So friends, when you are about to utter the word, I am going crazy, fit in creativity, slip into kindness and caring, color it with ideas. Get into a hobby, explore your imaginative side, connect with your friends and family members, because the togetherness is very important to the mental state of mind, because as what cripples us most is the loss of contact with our near and dear ones. Teach yourself a new language, learn a new skill, and improve it, which will help us to improve in our time management and efficiency. I'm sure most of you, my friends out here, are already doing it. I'm proud that the Toastmaster clubs have reached the zenith virtually. The recent centenary celebrations of Port Towners have proved it all. There is a well-known saying, nothing is permanent in this temporary world. Life will never be the same again. So craziness that sounded so negative and naive can be looked at something which is all exciting and exhilarating. Check out and tell me, my friends, if I'm wrong. But if I'm right, join me in the game of living and living today and loving it to the hilt. So friends, let us all dance the night away and create, venerate as never before. Am I sounding crazy? Over to the Toastmaster of Day. Thank you.
Thank you, Anu Sharma. Now, can I ask for timer's report?
Hello, ma'am. Extremely sorry. So something was going wrong. It just danced away my mobile. So I asked, sorry for that. So shall I give my timings, ma'am?
Yes, go ahead.
Yes, yes. Toastmaster Bhopal, 6 minutes 45 seconds. Toastmaster Trisha, really she came dancing alike. 5 minutes 41 seconds. Toastmaster Rita Pinto, 7 minutes 53 seconds. And Toastmaster Anu Sharma, 6 minutes 55 seconds.
So all are qualified to be voted. I request Toastmaster Brian to announce the voting link.
One has exceeded the time limit. 7 minutes 53 seconds is beyond time.
Okay.
I'm forwarding the voting link.
Okay, thank you, Dr. C.K. Ballari.
Evaluators, evaluators.
The link is sent to Port Town group.
It's on chat also.
Okay, okay, Brian, thank you.
Now, can I call the evaluators?
Now it's a table topic session. That all will be done by the general evaluator. You call the table topic master to take over.
I hand over the table topic session to the table topic master of this program. Toastmaster Veera Katpitia, I would like to add another suffix or surname, Humorwala. Her tongue does the dance. She twirls and whirls her tongue as a table topic master and make people break into a sweat. So over to you, Toastmaster Veera Katpitia.
Thank you, Malini. Table topics makes everybody sweat, whether I am the table topic master or not. Today, the theme of the meeting is dance. And keeping up to the theme, Today we will speak on the Navarasas, the 9 emotions which the dancer expresses by dance. Today we will express it by speech. I will give the option to the table topic speakers to choose the rasa that they want. So here I share my screen. The first speaker, may I call upon Brian, DTM Brian Fernandez. You can select any one of these and speak on that. What does this emotion mean to you?
Veera,
Brian
is
Fernandez?
going to be there?
Yeah. Okay. One
Brian,
minute.
table topic speakers, if you could pin the timer, it would be helpful.
Yeah. Okay. I'll do that.
Please pin the timer.
I was just choosing the laughter. I'll take Hasya.
Okay.
Yeah.
Laughter, Hasya, Brian Fernandez.
Yeah. One. You have to remove the screen, I think. Can you? Yeah.
Okay.
Table. I'm not getting the timer. 1 second. 1 second.
Timer, if you could speak and come to the sidebar, it would be useful. Timer, Zaibunisa, could you say hello?
Hello?
Yeah, she's on top.
Hello,
Yes.
sir. Yeah.
But it's disappearing. I don't know why. Okay. Fine. Okay. Laughter. I'm starting now. Timer can note that. Yeah. Hasya. That's something that I love to do. I laugh at everything, even when my wife is angry. And that's not very good for me in the long run. But now she has learned that that's my inherent style. That if she's angry, I laugh more. And I don't know why I find it funny, but maybe because I see the emotions that are there in her, and I don't want her to get more emotional. So I thought, let me cool it down a little, and I laugh. But when I laugh, it becomes worse. That I've realized over a period of time. But then I also like to make other people laugh. And sometimes I succeed, sometimes I don't. And the reason I don't is because people don't understand what I want them to laugh about. I try to tell them in a very subtle way that this is what you need to laugh about. It's a very laughable matter, but they don't think it's so. They think it's a very poor joke, and they call it a PJ. I love my PJs, but that's only in the night when I sleep. I'm talking the pajamas. My PJs, the other ones, we have a family group at home. Let me remind you that it's called table humor, because when we sit at the table for dinner or for lunch, very often we are laughing more than eating, and I think that's what keeps us alive. And so far we have been in good health, and I think it's because of the laughter. And laughter is a very important part of our lives. If you don't laugh, you're dead, and I don't want to be dead so soon. So thank you, Veera, and over to you.
Thank you, Brian. I must say you are a very brave man to laugh when your wife gets angry. The next speaker is Amita. Amita, you can choose the rasa that you would like to speak on, the emotion that you would like to speak on.
I would love to speak on Shringar, love and beauty. Thank you, Veera ma'am.
Love and beauty. Over to you, Amita.
When I think of Shringar, love and beauty, the song, the very famous song that comes to my mind is Saja Shringar Rit Ai Basanti. So what is Shringar? Because why I love dance is for the very fact that we get to dress up beautifully, right from the ornaments, the sari, the dress attire, hairdo, makeup, and it looks so beautiful, like an angel from heaven, like Apsara. And that's why I love dance. And Shringar is something I think most of the women, mostly, I won't talk about inner beauty or outer beauty, but most of the women love to do Shringar, that is, beautify herself externally. whatever age, even a small girl to an elderly person, everyone loves to look nice externally. And Shringar is good for us. It makes us happy from within. When you look nice, you feel good, and it's nice to get attention. That's what we all love to get attention. So Shringar, and when you get attention, you feel so loved. You feel wanted, and heads turn when you walk down. When the dancer, with all the Shringar, dances on stage, mesmerizes the audience with her beautiful, beautiful attire, makeup, and the dance steps to go with it, and with the music. And that's why I love to do Shringar at all times. Over to you, Table Topic Master, DTM Veera.
Thank you, Amita. Now I know why you dress up so well, even on when we are on the Zoom meetings. I always appreciate it, and actually I'm envious of it, because I say, my God, how nicely she has dressed. The next speaker is Radhika. Radhika, select your emotion and can you please speak on it?
I'll go for Shanta.
Radhika. Shanta, please. Okay. Shanta, over to you, Radhika.
Well, most of the rasas we definitely go through as human beings. And as you grow older, somewhere or the other, we definitely yearn for peace. Not just, and this is one rasa which I feel globally also and throughout history, it is quite holds much value. Apart from humor, which if you build a sense of humor, it does help, but not so much when the timing has to be right and the person across needs to get you. So if you are humorous and you don't have that connect, you can end up spoiling the situation, and a lot of anger and the peace can be destroyed. So generally, you know, within family, how much and how much is necessary. So quest for peace, I would, what in my experience has been, we can walk away from people we don't care so much about, or stay away from people who are not really close to us. But family, you don't have that choice. So it makes a lot, and it takes a lot to have that sense of peace for which you have to really work towards. And for that, and the pandemic has really helped me. Being stuck alone for a long time, I have realized that it is invaluable. The peace that I have experienced can be invaluable, and that is not because of others, but it is because of me. So I realized that I need to work on me so that there is more peace with my family. Thank you.
Thank you, Radhika, for sharing your secret of how to be peaceful. May I call upon Sophie to attempt the next emotion? Sophie, are you there? Can I have a yes from you, Sophie?
Sophie doesn't seem to be around. Okay.
I'm there, of course.
You're there, come on then.
Yeah.
Yes,
Can you hear
can
me?
select. And
Yeah.
This is the last one. You have a choice of 5.
I would like to select the emotion Rudra.
Rudra. Yes, Rudra or anger. Over to you, Sophie.
Yes. Rudra is one of the worst emotions a person can have. And an angry man is full of poison. That's what that says. It says. So you have to, you get angry with somebody, whether it's your husband or your wife, before you sleep, you have to patch up with the person, be in peace, and then after that you go for a nice sleep. Otherwise you get up in the morning with a sick mind and a sick body. The more angry you are and the more you maintain the anger in you for anybody, whether it's your employees or whether it's your children or whether it is your husband or the wife, the more sick you become. So as much as possible, it is better to have a peaceful life, maintain yourself, meditate yourself, remove that anger from your mind, come in peace with others and be loving to them, so that your body becomes like a divine way, so that all the cells will sit and laugh over in your body. And the minute you are in anger, there is a lot of destruction that happens in your body. And the minute you become peaceful, and when you hug the person to whom you are angry with, there is a lot of endorphins which has been released, which will treat the cells in a good way and make them healthy, and your body will become so happy, and in turn the body becomes very, 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 very healthy. So as much as possible, never be angry, always be happy, and always be peaceful, and always be loving others. Over to you, the Toastmaster, Table Topic Master. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sophie. We round up the table topic session with these wise words from Dr. Sophie. Timer, can I get the record of the timing so that we can vote for them?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, Toastmaster Bran Fernandez, 1 minute, 41 seconds. Toastmaster Amita, 1 minute, 40 seconds. Toastmaster Radhika, 2 minutes, 8 seconds. And Sophie, 2 minutes, 1 second.
Thank you, Zaibunisha. I think all four of them qualify. Please, Brian, when you send the voting link, everybody please vote for the best table topic speaker. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day, Malini Mukund.
Thank you, Veera, for connecting the table topics to dance. That was very well done. Now I'll hand over the session to the general evaluator, Toastmaster Neil Gonsalves. I would like to introduce Neil Gonsalves. He's a 5-time speech finalist at district level 92. He was a twice winner of table topics at district level. He was a president of Kochi Club and was a division director too. Presently, he is the district public relation officer. He was instrumental in starting 5 clubs. He is a Toastmaster since 7 years. Toastmaster Neil Gonsalves, whether you are a dancer or not, your spark and enthusiasm and ideas have boogied its way to 5 new clubs. So over to you, General Evaluator, Toastmaster Neil Gonsalves.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the Day, Malini, Dr. Malini.
After lockdown,
I request if there is somebody who is not muted to kindly go on mute as we move on with the proceeding. At the outset, let me thank our President, Lyra Pinto, for giving me this opportunity and the entire team of CTAT for having me here. Evaluation is something that is inevitable in our life. Every time my wife cooks something, she would crave for that good compliment that I would want to give her. And very often than none, I end up giving the wrong compliments. Evaluation is more like holding a mirror against you. I'm sure the ladies here would agree with me when I say this. You hold a mirror against you you see those blemishes, those little spots, and those things that you feel like you can get better. I'm sure the men here, people like Brian and Dr. Balal wouldn't care looking at a mirror, but the ladies here, you would know how important it is to look at a mirror and to admire yourself and to look at those areas where you can do better. This exactly is what we do in a Toastmasters meeting. We look at those areas where we can improve, and we compliment those areas where we think they have done good. On that note, I move into my role as the general evaluator. We had 4 great speeches today. It's been a treat for all of us this evening, whoever has listened to those 4 speeches in a stretch. I know it has been a bit tiring, but we've all had a lot of takeaways. Let's hear it from the FEST evaluator who is going to evaluate the FEST speech that was done by Paul. Let me hear it from our evaluator, Madam Toastmaster Hilda Fernandez. Would you share with us your views on his speech? Over to you. It's Toastmaster Hilda. Can you hear us, Toastmaster Hilda?
Hilda,
yes, we can see you now. Yeah, could you unmute yourself and go ahead?
Am I audible and visible?
Yes, Hilda, but before you start, I request the timer to say hello so that she comes into your view.
Hi, Hilda.
Hello.
Hi, Hilda.
Hi, Vanessa. May I start?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Good evening once again. Toastmaster Bo Conroy Paul, congratulations. It was an amazing motivational speech, which was very well constructed. Your introduction instantly grabbed my attention. You had good transitions too. Your topic was interesting and you chose an apt personality. It's very evident that you are loud and clear and hence easily understood. You had adjusted your camera well. As a result, your eye contact with the audience was great. You used relevant gestures effectively whenever needed. And also, you used your time allotted for speaking quite well. You're confident and at ease. Your tone and pace were just right. And I like the way you brilliantly brought out the 4 pointers that tell us about Arnold's personality and how we can implement them in our lives. I have a few suggestions for you, Bo. First of all, I felt you paused a couple of times, but nothing wrong with it. You need not say what you had planned because the audience do not know your script. Just continue with other points. Secondly, more rehearsals will help you in the flow of thoughts. And finally, your conclusion could have been better. It was a bit abrupt. Beauty attracts the eye, but personality captures the heart. Looking forward to listen to your speeches. All the very best, Bo. Dance through your journey here at the Toastmasters Club. Keep going forward. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Hilda Fernandez. That was an amazing evaluation, so meticulously planned and delivered. Thank you so much to the evaluator. And to add on to what she said about you, I felt you have a great role model. I hope and pray that you have all the qualities of your role model. Like you said, everybody is put on this world, but what's the point if you remain as just everybody? I hope you do better next time in your speeches because you really have it in you to make it big. All the very best to you and congratulations to the speakers and to the evaluators. Next, let's hear it from somebody who took us all the way to Gokarna. I think we are still at Gokarna. Some of us have not yet returned. I hope the evaluator at least is in this meeting. Let's hear it from distinguished Toastmaster Dr. Urmila Shetty about her views on the speech delivered by Trisha D'Souza. Over to you, Dr. Urmila.
Ma'am, unmute, please. Urmila, ma'am, unmute.
Okay. Good evening again, friends. It seems that Trisha danced her way through her talk, and that her facial expressions, I think we talk about it in Bharatanatyam as Abhinaya, matched all the experiences that she described. What she excelled at was this enthusiastic delivery and the new information she gave us about it being Hanuman's birthplace, Gokarna, being Hanuman's birthplace, looking at the salt pans, all of this was fresh information, and she gave us a fresh experience of a place that many of us have already been to but not discovered. What she may want to work on as to enhance herself as a speaker may be a few hand gestures which would sort of amplify all that she already has in her arsenal. But one thing I would like to suggest is that a straightforward speech, Trisha, a straightforward speech in which there is no conflict. Sometimes one wishes it to be a little more dramatic. It may be some difficulties experienced, something that was a setback. These things manage to make a speech more more interesting, and therefore I would suggest that if you don't have it, you at least create a problem. You problematize the experience so that you get people involved in the drama of the experience. So that is what I would suggest to you. Apart from that, you clear, your vocal variety was fantastic. Eye contact and engagement, you got us all going with you. Please remind me about the time. Be it early morning, late night, maybe share your breakfast with waffles and so on. And you ended on a very happy note, which was the promises of yoga and meditation, which carried us to a higher level, let us say. If we wanted something to see something out of this experience for ourselves, we would like you to discover the Zen in us, and your speech sort of beckons us to go on this journey and also have salty hair by the ocean air. I think you have convinced us that this is a journey that we must undertake, and with some of the same enthusiasm, and maybe get a little salt. So what is life? They say a life without salt lacks savor, and I think that's what we will go for. Thank you, Trisha.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Urmila. Ma'am, you have brought in those memories of your trip to Gokarna, and I think everyone here in this audience is wanting to go see what Trisha has just spoken to us. Trisha, I felt your expressions, you really have such graceful expressions, especially the way you close your eyes and you still have that expression glowing on your face. I think there's so much to learn from you. As evaluator rightly said, bringing in a little twist is always good. I can see there's huge expectations riding on you, and I see something in you. All the very best, Trisha, and congratulations to the speaker and the evaluator. A round of applause, if at least we can show it in our video frame. That'd be nice. Thank you so much. Well, if you wish you want to go to Gokarna, well, you'll have to wait a little more, because our third speaker reminded us that we are still in a lockdown period. Let's hear it from the evaluator of the speech delivered by Rita Pinto about the lockdown days. Let's hear it from Toastmaster Geeta Pereira. Toastmaster Geeta Pereira, if you're here.
Yeah.
You're here. Over to you.
Thank you, Neil. Yeah. Good evening, Port Towners, guests, and especially speaker Rita Pinto. Rita, you have great attributes of a good speaker, a good communicator, and definitely you are a dedicated teacher. That was the message I got when I heard your speech. You began your speech just like the teacher style. You had a lot of pictures to show, and you had that tone of a teacher. You were explaining things so that you wanted to bring clarity to your speech. That was your main aim. And you did that. Kudos to you. Today, I'm going to focus my evaluation on the speech delivery, how you delivered, and the content. It was very clear. You spoke with very simple vocabulary, simple language, in a conversational tone, and you made it very clear by showing those pictures. You had good eye contact. You had prepared your speech very well. You had practiced, and this is the second time you're sort of repeating the speech. So you made it very clear that you were you had practiced so that you were confident and composed when you spoke. You had very natural gestures with your hand, and that accentuated the quality of your speech. You chose a topic, my COVID journey. And when I heard that, I felt that a quotation came to my mind: live as if you were to die tomorrow, learn as if you're going to live forever. So you, as a teacher, you have so many attributes, and you are a continuous learner. You wanted to learn different things during the COVID journey. You wanted to learn English grammar. I think probably you are a math teacher, and you wanted to learn English grammar. You joined Toastmasters. You wanted to learn cooking. So you are a constant learner. So all of us at Toastmasters, we are like the trekkers who want to climb mountain hills, and we have to keep practicing. We have to keep reviewing and refining our speeches. So I want to give you a couple of suggestions. You could add a little more humor to your speech, because during COVID, your topic itself, you could have added something funny which happened to you. All in all, your great speech, you delivered with eloquence, and you had good content. So I hope to see you. We hope to hear more of your speeches, and I'm sure you are at the base camp. You will be climbing mountains and peaks. So one day you will be at K2, and next you will be at the Mount Everest. Good luck, Rita, in your journey. And also, I wanted to tell you that in your, you wanted to learn different things during the COVID time. This is a good time for you to learn different types of dancing. Good luck. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Geeta Pereira, for unveiling those little snippets of what our speaker spoke about. To add on to what the evaluator said, a teacher who brought in those pictures, the picture of the rose, the garden, and everything that you put in, Rita, Toastmaster Rita, hats off to you for the kind of effort that you've taken in to deliver such a speech. We look forward to many more speeches from you, because having seen what you've done so far, I'm sure you're a person who would play with a lot of props and add in a lot of variety. The only suggestion, perhaps, if I can add on, which the evaluator would have missed out, was the placing of the camera. You could have placed it in such a way that we could have seen a bigger version of you. We could only see half of you, or maybe a distorted image. This is something you could work on in your next speeches. But I'm not taking away anything from you, because a teacher, to come to the level of what you are, I felt you deserve a huge round of applause to the speaker as well as to the evaluator. Thank you so much. The final speech of the day was delivered by Toastmaster Anu Sharma, a crazy living. Well, let's hear it from a not so crazy distinguished Toastmaster Malini Hebbar. Over to you, Malini ma'am.
General Evaluator Neil Gonzalez, at times I can be really crazy. You are yet to see that face of mine. Toastmaster Anu Sharma, they say poetry in motion is dance. Your speech was poetic. So stretching the analogy, we can say that your speech was dance. So I can say that the theme of the day seemed to be tailor-made for you. But more than the coincidental aspect of it, let me also say that, as our other evaluator, DTM Hima Urmila Shetty said, there were elements of dance in your speech. In Bharatanatyam, we talk about Anga Shuddhi, the clarity of body language, Bhangi, posture, mudras, gestures, facial expressions, Abhinaya. So definitely, the speech was an amalgamation of all these characteristics of India's ancient art form, Bharatanatyam. So if you were to look into the mirror, as suggested by our general evaluator, you would definitely look at a beautiful face. Now the question is, when you look into the mirror and look at your beautiful face, whether you see a few pimples? No, not at all. But you may see a few freckles here and there. Now, when it comes to that, what I would like to say is that your theme, the subject matter of the speech seemed to be dated, because you see, we are now talking about the possibility of the second wave, and we are also into the phase where we are talking about vaccine, the implication of the distribution of this vaccine, the dynamics of the finance of a country like India. So I felt that going back to the kind of crazy life that we led at that point of time might be slightly dated. So I felt you could have brought in what is right now very relevant as far as the scenario of COVID is concerned. Having said this, I must say that we are getting ready for the second wave of COVID, and I hope it will not be the reality. But if at all we have to get into that, we will take a cue from your speech, and those of us who did not have our spouse or our offspring helping us in the kitchen will take cue from that, from your speech. Now let me also say that the speech needs to have the inspirational message in it, and there I must say that you succeeded completely, because you did give us a very positive approach to any problem that we may face in our life, whether it is as huge as a pandemic or any other lighter problem that we may have to face in our life. To that extent, thank you to Toastmaster Anu for giving us that positive approach to life, which make us look forward to our future in a brighter manner. Over to our general evaluator.
Thank you so much, Malini ma'am, for that crisp analysis of the speech delivered by Toastmaster Anu Sharma. You covered everything. I don't think I need to add anything more to it. The only thing I felt like saying to our speaker is, if I were you, Toastmaster Anu, I would have made it a little more dramatic in nature. Like you said about the 100 rupee note, perhaps I would have shown a 100 rupee note, or I would have brought in some more emotion so that the viewers, you're talking to a crowd, they would feel more engrossed in what you're speaking about. But you spoke from your heart, and congratulations. Sorry, and congratulations to the speaker, Toastmaster Anu Sharma, and congratulations also to the evaluator, Malini ma'am. Let's now hear it from a dancing doctor turned grammarian. If he's here on video, may I request you to, yes, he's here. Thank you so much, Dr. Balal. Over to you for the grammarian's report.
Those very kind words. I'm here in flesh and blood, and certainly not dancing, because I had to have my eyes glued and my ears open, unplugged all the time to listen to the words and nice usages that we had. May I ask the timer to say hi to me, because I need 3 minutes, and the flags
Hi,
at
sir.
3.
Yes. Hi, sir.
Where are you? There you are. Yeah, 1, 2, and 3. All right. So we'll just jump into it straight away and talk about the good usages that I heard, starting with the speech. I know a lot of good usages by Lara. Very good usages, Lara. Divine view, serenity, nape of the beach, nape of the neck, I know, nape of the beach. The use of the rule of 3, sun, stand, and shacks and she certainly sold seashells on the shore, chaos of the waves, canopy of the stars, snowed into the morning, toasty morning, salty air by the ocean air, and Zen. So all of very, very good users, which were of course pointed out by our evaluator Malini, Hema Urmila Shetty, and she matched you. I dare not say she beat you, but she certainly matched you. She always beats everyone with the good usages. Urmila, she said, been to but not discovered. Amplify, arsenal, no conflict. Problematize the experience, very good usage. So that was a good lesson for me too. Problematize the experience so it becomes more of a speech where there's more material, and beckons, very good usage. Expectation, I heard eloquence. Base camp K2, good usage. Rita, base camp, Everest base camp, yeah, we're all on the base camp in the pathways. Malini, freckles and not pimples. Theme of the speech seems to be dated. Yeah, I'm sure the person understood what you meant, which means it's old. Theme of the speech appeared dated. Now, going on to some of the mistakes in pronunciation was condemning the word, the N in there was pronounced as condemning, so it becomes condemning. I would like to point out to one of the speakers about the staccato style of delivery, staccato delivery, which happens at a very early stage when we begin to speak. But I think as we go on with speeches, we need to modify that. And I hope the mentor will look into that staccato delivery by one of the speakers. The word I checked with Dr. Hema Urmila Shetty a good few months ago. The word is pandemic. The stress is on the D, not pandemic. It's pandemic. So whoever pronounced it, pandemic, you need to rehearse a little bit because we have a lot of pandemic all the time. Pandemic. I would like to correct two pronunciations of the Sanskrit words. It's not hasya, but hasya. It becomes hasya and not hasya. And similarly, it's not rudra, but raudra. And there is raudra. So raudra and hasya. Now, the word of the day was used by many people. It was used by Anu Sharma, it was used by Dalsanai today, Urmila used it, Gita used it, Malini used it, so a lot of you used it. And I'm sure using the word was not a challenge, but somebody used the idiomatic form of dancing the night away. So I congratulate the person on that. Now, what else do I have in store? Yeah, there was some of the words, wrong usages, phraseology, like legend speaks. You could have said legend says rather than legend speaks. Spread of brown fields spread out in front of me, brown fields, instead of spread of brown fields. And there were a lot of other good words. I might not have got each and every one of them, but I enjoyed listening to you. I enjoyed picking holes in pronunciation, as I always do, and enjoyed the speeches, all of them. Thank you very much. Over to the Toastmaster, to the General Evaluator of the day.
Thank you so much, Dr. Ballal. In fact, when you are the grammarian, it's a treat in itself for all of us to listen to what you have been offered. The way you narrated the grammarian's role, the report that you have right now, I think this is so from you. Well, there is one person in our group who has been so silent. There's a reason why she's so silent. She's been noting down all our R's and nouns words. Now let's hear it up from the R counter, Toastmaster Sharmila Sagar. Over to you.
Good evening. The purpose of the R counter is to note any overused words or filter sounds used as a crutch by anyone who speaks during the meeting. Words may be inappropriate interjections such as and, well, but, so, and you know. It was very difficult to pinpoint the R's and ums today. Most of the Toastmasters had a smooth flow today. Toastmaster Brian had 2 R's Toastmaster Leera had 3 hours. Dr. Malini Mukund had 2 hours. Toastmaster Bo had 2 hours and 3 pauses. Toastmaster Trisha had 1 pause. Toastmaster Rita had 1 pause. Toastmaster Anu, 1 pause and 3 hours. Toastmaster Zaibunisa had none. Brian, none. Amita, none. Radhika, 2 hours. Sophie, 1 hour. Veera, none. Hilda, none. Urmila had 3 hours. Geeta had 1 and Malini had none. Veera, none. Neil, none. Just 1 hour he had. Dr. CK had 2 hours and 1 pauses. Over to Neil, Toastmaster.
Thank you so much. Toastmaster Sharmila Sagar, for so patiently listening to each and every word and those little pauses that we've all making. Thank you so much. I hope this has also enhanced your listening skills. Well, now it is my time to say hi to the time. Hi, Sai Benita, are you around? Could you give us your timer's report? Over to you, Toastmaster Sai Benita. Do I have to say hi again? It seems like she's having some technical glitch. Nevertheless, we'll wait for her. Yes, I can see you. Could you unmute yourself and give us the timer's report? As such, well, PTAT has been one of those clubs which I've seen, and I've seen it as a family. So today it was more like coming to a family with a lot of people, a lot of loving people, sharing and caring for each other. So let me share with you my little experience of what I've seen so far and what I've loved about it. We started our meeting with Brian, the Surgeon at Arms, coming and setting the meeting on the right note. Well, Brian, as we've heard it before, he's a person who laughs at his wife. Well, he did not spare us. He did have a little bit of humor in whatever he said. He said, mic on, don't mute yourself. 2 years, and the little things what he said really did lighten us up. And that was a perfect opening that we all wanted. After a busy, long day, coming in and sitting in front of a computer, we loved listening to our Surgeon at Arms, Brian. Thank you and congratulations, Brian, for that wonderful job. Our president, before that, we had a beautiful prayer by Toastmaster Phyllis. If you're listening to us, thank you so much for making that prayer for all of us. I'm sure if the meeting has gone well right now and we've all performed well, it is maybe, and I'm definitely because of the way you prayed for all of us. Thank you so much for that beautiful prayer. I don't think I've seen clubs with prayer as in the agenda. And this is one club that does it well, and that's the reason why it goes well. Our president, well, you've all been seeing her week after week. She's one bubbly person. She's that person that doesn't keep anything inside. She speaks her heart out. She would interrupt in between. If something goes wrong, she would interrupt. If she'd do that pep talk in between. Well, this is the president that we all love, the way she is. Well, today was no exception. She did give us a beautiful message on dance. And the way she opened it up for the achievements is something that I felt, this is what I call it as a family. A family is a group of people that supports each other, be there for each other. And the way she brought out those achievements, like we had Malini ma'am share with us her achievements and those little things that is happening in each person's life. Well, Toastmasters is one platform where we need to give those positive comments and support each other. So very well done, our President, Toastmaster Lyra Pinto. And thank you so much for leading PTAT the way that you've been leading for us. A round of applause for our President. Well, we are cheering her so that she remains the same and she maintains the flow. Then came our Toastmaster of the day. Probably she had her technical glitches. It wasn't easy, but there came our President and Malini ma'am in between, helping our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Dr. Malini. You had everything set. these are inevitable things, those technical glitches, but nevertheless, you've done your job well. Congratulations to the Toastmaster of the day. And these are all learnings for us. I'm sure today is a day where you have learned, we've all learned. So thank you, and congratulations to the Toastmaster of the day. I would want to specifically mention another person here, the table topic master. So distinguished Toastmaster Veera. She came up with this very novel idea of the 9 Navarasas. Very innovative idea. And she left it to the table topic commentators to choose. She did not want anyone to blame her. So she left it at, she was such a good table topic master, letting the table topic commentator choose the topic. And there came Brian, who wanted to laugh. Well, he did make us laugh. He laughed. He made us laugh with all his PJ jokes. And yeah, and we'll remember him for the sentence he said that he laughs at his wife when his wife is angry. Well, beware, that was only a bit of joke. Don't try it at home. Then we had Amita, who came up with, oh, she became an Apsara. She took up love and beauty and spoke so well. And then after that, we had Radhika, who wanted peace, and because she has experienced a lot of peace for herself, and she believes that you need to be at peace. And finally, we had Sophie come up and take up anger. Well, she did not get angry, but she advised us not to get angry. Congratulations to all the table topic commentators and especially to the table topic master. Can we give a round of applause for this very innovative idea and for the way each of you have spoken? Moving on, a few more comments which I felt like telling a family is, we've got more people here. I'm sure some of us have not got opportunities to speak here. And in a Toastmasters Club, more table topics is something that we need to look at. If we can add more people, give at least a little chance for those novice Toastmasters or those newcomers is something that we can look at. I also felt like the timer role, we could try something more innovative than saying hi to the timer or asking to be pinned. We could try out different. I remember seeing in a meeting where a timer used to bring up stuff like even an alarm and then ring the buzzer and unmute and ring the buzzer, show up different stuff. Well, she didn't have a background. She didn't have a virtual background. So what she did was she had different color clothes and she used to wave it and she used to be so reckless on the screen that the speaker had to finally stop. So these are all innovative ways by which you could do. But having said that, PTAT remains a family. PTAT has such good bonding within members and everyone here is there for each other. I hope this club remains the way it is and grows in more of love and sharing and caring. Once again, thank you so much for having me here. And I give the control back to the Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Neil Gonsalves. Thank you for conducting the general evaluation session with applause and with the self-assurance like Michael Jackson when he does his moonwalk. Thank you very much. I would also like to mention here, Dr. Ballal, just as your precision at surgery, you have dissected us and our grammar on point and given us the right treatment options. Thank you for filling in for me during my technical glitches. Thank you once again.
We need a group picture.
Shall I hand over it to Lyra?
Yes, Radhika.
Yes, sir.
Group picture.
Yes.
So I request all to come on camera.
So who is clicking the picture?
Radhika. Radhika is clicking the picture. We have only one screen as of now, Radhika.
Okay, so when I say ha ha ha, you say he he he. Okay, ha 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 ha.
Radhika, have you captured?
Even Brian's taken. Thank you.
Yeah, done.
Yeah. Thank you, Toastmaster of the day, Malini Mukund. You did your best. You made us dance through the whole session. Thank you for that lovely session from your side. So friends, before I announce the results, I would like to I would like to speak something more. I would say dance is a gift that brings people together with creativity and music. To me, dance is joyous and brings unity with that happiness. Today, our general evaluator from Kochi Club, Toastmaster Neil Gonsalves, gave us a crisp, detailed, he was kind, mild and gentle. Thank you, Neil, for that gentle evaluation. We would like to have you more with us. Something to speak about Neil. I have never come across a person who will give 2 speeches before he goes to his next speech. And this is what Neil does. He gives 1 speech to his club and one another. And he's all geared up to speak at our club. So Neil will have you soon in January, in December. I'm not sure whether we are going to have an offline meeting, but we're going to have you soon. Malini, is Arun Kumar there?
There is one Galaxy A51. I do not know.
It is him, I believe. Soon after, I would be inducting him today. Since Anvish is not here.
Request him to come on camera. Is it Toastmaster Arun Kumar?
I have told his sister, I have written to her. Toastmaster Arun Kumar, can you come on camera, please? We need to induct you today. We have been waiting to induct you from quite a few meetings.
And President Lyra, our division director, DTM Molly Chowdhury, has requested a slot of a minute. She would like to address us, she says.
Yeah, shall I first read out the winners? Okay, let she carry on. Yes, Molly, over to Molly.
Good evening, and my apologies for not coming in by 6 o'clock. The reason I wanted to talk is Malini and myself, we went to St. Aloysius, and they are very interested in starting the club as early as possible and have requested for a demo meeting this Friday, 3 to 4:30. So I just wanted to ask Lyra and the Toastmasters here whether we can give a demo within, because they are very excited. Malini has given so much of positive stuff about Toastmasters that they are very interested and would like to start a Toastmaster club. We will need, can Lyra plan this demo?
Molly, what we should do is let President Lyra announce the results. We will adjourn the meeting and then continue with the discussion on the demo.
Yeah, because I have to induct even Arun Kumar. Yes, Molly, I'll get back to you as soon as I adjourn the meeting, Molly.
But I don't think you can induct Mr. Arun Kumar because that device is now not to be seen. So we don't have.
Okay, forget it, Malini. It's okay. I will announce the results. The best speaker, everybody was good, my dear Toastmasters, but we have to choose one. The best prepared speech speaker is Toastmaster Tricia D'Souza. A big round of applause for Tricia. The best evaluator, none other than Triple DTM, Malini Hebbar. A bigger round of applause. Yeah. The best table topic speaker is our witty DTM Brian Fernandez. And the best role taker, who could it be? The guest of the evening, Toastmaster Neil Gonsalves. A big round of applause. Congratulations to our own members and to Neil Gonsalves. Thank you. Yes. So here I'll be adjourning the meeting Thank you, one and all. Please stay back because we have a few more announcements. So here I adjourn the meeting.
And President Lyra, shall I stop recording?
Yes, yes, Malini, please.